Hey, I got a question. What can we learn from legacy, loyalty, and lessons in power? Do you know?
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Hey, look, this is the Actual Facts Podcast. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much to Brother Malik for allowing me to speak on your platform. This is Brown Chair Conversations, and I want to talk about strategic lessons in the Jewish community. You know, in a different video, I was talking about some people, and I was talking about some things that people find massively uncomfortable. And basically, I was talking about the Jewish community. Look, the Jewish community does not play any games when it comes to unity. They just don't play games. You feel what I'm saying? They just don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't argue loud in public about what happened. They don't have this gigantic ego. But I tell you this, when one of their own is under fire, they form a fist and they silence you internally and strategically externally. They move like a unit. The Jewish community understands something. They understand what some of you are just figuring out. Your legacy is only as strong as your loyalty. Do I need to say that again? Do I need to say that again for the people in the back? Your legacy is only as strong as your loyalty. On a side note, this is why I respect you, Brother Malik, because your legacy is only as strong as your loyalty. You taught me that. I just need you to know that. When I was formulating what I was going to talk about, that's one of the key things that kept popping up into my mind. Look, your legacy is only as strong as your loyalty. And I know somebody who is loyal to the soil. It's like they grew from a loyalty crop. You understand what I'm saying? Look, man, this is Brown Chair Conversations. It's basically a space for perspectives. And a lot of these perspectives that I talk about, especially in these videos, they get left out of the headlines. I'm not distracted. I'm just having an honest conversation. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Listen, the Jewish community, they invested in books. They invested in films. They invested in museums. They invested in education. They're invested in policy, a policy that ensures that their story is told by them and for them. I say that because if you speak on the Holocaust and if you speak inaccurately, instantaneously you get a response. But why? Because they don't want you to just remember history. They guard their history. So I want you to ask yourself, who controls your narrative? Who controls your narrative? And why in the hell does your narrative keep starting at slavery or enslavement? Your narrative never started at enslavement. Your narrative was disrupted by enslavement. Who controls your narrative? Who controls your reconstruction? Who controls mass incarceration? Who controls redlining? It ain't you. Do you have an editorial board? Do you own archives? Do you own organizations that function as watchdogs? Listen, if you don't protect your story gets erased. Did you hear what I said? And that's going to cost a lot of money. I'm just saying. And speaking of money, where is your money? Where is your money and where does your money circulate? Now, I've once read and I've heard that in Jewish communities, the dollar circulates 8 to 12 times before it leaves their community. I respect that. That's infrastructure right there. That's what's up. That's strict and structured right there. That is the foundation of an infrastructure. What are you talking about? Okay, well let me break it down so it's forever broke. That's schools, hospitals, media, law firms, funded by economics within your own community. Jewish people do that. I can respect that. Now, I also read that black dollar stays in the black community for 6 hours. You can't wait to give your money to somebody else. The black community is a spending zone. Don't you know that? Why do you think that these people invade your corners? What corner store? At the local bodega. Who owns it? You don't own it. How you live in a community and you don't own the local store in your community? How? Oh, you don't have a bank? Why don't you have a bank? Oh, the banks don't lend to you? They don't lend to your people? Oh, they discriminate? Oh, okay. You don't own any banks? Oh. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Do you own land? Oh, you don't own any land either? Oh, okay. Interesting. Everybody else owns land though. Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you own a business? Oh, okay. Okay, so you don't own land, you don't own businesses. Okay, so you do realize that you need a business that understands your culture and understands the conditions that you've been put in, right? You understand that, right? Because they'll know how to deal with you if they come from where you come from. Okay. Well, look, man, that stuff don't happen without discipline and direction. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and it takes a lot of loyalty. You know what I'm saying? So you got to start looking out for your own people. Yeah, you got to start. Because listen, I'm going to tell you this. If somebody says something out of pocket about the Jewish community, even celebrities, man, they stay on code. You got what I'm saying? What do you do when somebody says something? Are you one of the first people to say, "Oh, I ain't gonna just look out for them because they black," and you just tell you tell everybody what's on your mind, don't you? Oh, okay, yeah. See, one thing I notice about some people, I'm gonna call them cowards. They are so courageous when it comes to publicly embarrassing and dragging people who look just like them. Clip after clip after clip. I can pull up YouTube, social media, Facebook, etc. Hey, I can see you consecutively disrespecting your own people and co-signing the disrespect for the algorithm. You got what I'm saying? You love broadcasting your pain. And guess what? These companies, they love monetizing your pain. They take pleasure in monetizing your disunity, your chaos, your pain, your confusion, your frustration. They love it. They broadcast it. They even got you looking like you can't even be in a relationship. Hey, pop the balloon. You can't see it. You can't see the problem. Look, you can't build power. You're getting played. You don't have to agree on everything that somebody does. You need a baseline of defense. I saw a guy, what's this guy name? Man, he just got his teeth fixed. What's this guy name? He's he has no hair. He just got his teeth fixed. He run the Black Education Black Education Network. Boyus. Come on. I know his name is Boye. I have to look up his name. You know, his name is leaving me right now, but he says that he is influenced by Claude Anderson. And I forgot, it's like Boyus or Boyd or something like that. His name. I can't remember his fucking name. It's just pissing me off that I can't remember his name. But I saw him talking about Boyce Watkins. Oh man, look, man, I get pissed off when I can't remember a name, and I get very happy when I can remember the guy name. You know what I'm saying? So if you see a guy named Boyce Watkins, when I tell you this guy has so much smoke for Shannon Sharpe, he had all the smoke in the world for Shannon Sharpe. When Shannon Sharpe was going through the craziness that he was going through in media, every single video Boyce Watkins was dropping was about Shannon Sharpe and how he's stupid for doing this and not intelligent for doing that. Look, man, you don't have to agree with everything your brother does. What you need is a baseline of defense, a BOD. You need a baseline of defense. You need a front line of defense for real. Just a base. A code that says, you know what? You don't get attacked by your own people. And if others attack you, then it does not go unchecked. That's all you need. That's what you need, man. You need to understand what works. You got to build institutions. You got to control your own narrative. People keep telling you your narrative. How long are you going to let others tell your narrative? You going to let everybody tell your story? Damn. Own your own money. You own your dollar, man. Defend your own. Other people survival is not accidental. Their survival is intentional. So I'm telling you, you need to be intentional. Because if you are not intentional, then others intend to do you harm. You need to build your own world. You do understand that there's a generation coming after you and a generation that's coming after that, right? Power respects power, and unity is the root. This is Brown Chair Conversation. I want to encourage you, stick to the facts, live by a standard, never fold, never compromise. I'm going to talk to you soon.